They will know the kind of person you are now. We are live. Oh,
That
where are
one,
you now?
that's how you clicked live now, so that I can't see
Yes,
Twitter
now
at
so
that
that
time.
they will, so that I will
But
review your secrets.
I've said it already, so it's between both of us. You know what I said.
Anyways, hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Victoria Ayodele Fash. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for joining me. If you're a returning subscriber, you know I love you, you know I appreciate you so much. Thank you for always and always coming back. Okay, so all of you have been
So
shouting, Mr.
you're live
Fash,
on
we
YouTube
miss
now,
Mr.
right?
Fash. We want to see Mr. Fash. Okay, oh, all of you that don't value me on this channel, you value my husband more than you value me. I brought
It's not
Mr. Fash
possible.
for you people.
It's not possible. They cannot value. How can they value me more than you? You're the
Uh,
brain behind everything.
don't worry, me, I've already left you people. I've accepted my fate. This is the way it's gonna be. Anyway, so yes, if you're new here, Mr. Fash is my husband. So, Mr. Fash, can you introduce yourself?
Um, how do I used to do it?
Ah,
Introduction
you
that
see, live.
you know now. But is it live on YouTube, babe?
It's not live on YouTube. We're pre-recording,
Okay, okay, fair one,
but
Kashi.
act as if it is live because I'm not going to cut this video. I'm putting it out today.
How will you bribe me? What will you do
Oh
to
my
make me
God. You
come
push
come?
you fasting. You fasting now. Even miles away, this man is disturbing
See,
me.
Nigeria is hard enough. If you are in the abroad, you should, make people who are not in the abroad to feel good. So what will you use to bribe me?
Don't worry. This night. Can you see me winking?
What will happen? Winking
No,
what?
I will I
Why are you
will
making
I
promises you can't
will
deliver on? You will. All right.
ah, me, I have my
Hello,
ways now. You
everyone.
know I have my ways.
You don't have any way because go and sit down. What this stuff, man? Promising what you
Oh
can't
God.
deliver.
All right. Please introduce yourself. That's what I asked you to do since 2 minutes, 32 seconds ago.
All right. My name is Wole. I daily fash. Um,
You
I'm
won't
a
say
PA,
hi.
but
You won't greet them.
hi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're a new subscriber, please
Oh my
welcome.
God.
Okay,
Babe,
hello
be serious.
everyone. My
Mm-hmm.
name is Wale Idile Fash. I'm both a husband, a personal assistant on YouTube
Yes.
affairs.
Anyway, so yes, guys, I decided to bring Mr. Fash up on the channel so that we can have some conversation. I was supposed to ask you guys what your questions are, but yeah, we didn't
Maybe
plan this
maybe
actually.
next maybe
We're
next
just
once.
talking yesterday and we just decided, okay, let's just go live. Let's do this video because you guys have been asking after him and stuff. So let's do this video. After this, I'm going to leave a post on my community tab so you guys can ask your question there. Okay? All
It's
right.
so weird. Sorry, it's so different.
I
Before I'll be funny, I'll be
know.
looking at you and but this one there's nowhere to turn to.
I
Okay,
know. Normally you'd have been touching me or, I'll be resting on you, but
you
I'm
get.
resting on the Lord.
Mm.
Oh God, long distance. Anyway, so those are the things we want to discuss in this video, right? So this video is more like a check-in on you to see how you're doing, how are you surviving without me, how has bachelor life been for you? Yeah, so
Mm.
let us know. How are you doing, first of all?
I'm doing as fine as I can be without I mean incomplete as I am, so I don't know.
Incomplete. What do you
It's
mean incomplete?
the Bible says the two shall become one. So that means that we are
Mm.
now two halves.
But
So
we are still
I'm not
one.
yes, but at least not physically. You get what I'm saying? So as
Yeah.
much as I can manage by myself, all alone by my
Mm.
lonesome, I'm trying. I'm doing fine, but
Mm.
I didn't know it was going to be this hard. I thought I was ready, but funny, I'm not as ready as I thought I was.
Oh, I don't understand. What do you mean you thought you were ready?
No, I didn't say it was
What?
going to be easy. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't expect to.
It to
I
be
thought
this
I was
hard.
ready for it. You get like it's
Mm-hmm.
something I've experienced when you
Mm-hmm.
first start to travel. So, but the difference is we're married then. But at least it was almost the same thing. But this time around, I think it's a lot different. I mean, I've become used to someone being in my space continually. I mean, around me and all that. So. It's just a bit harder than usual, but I'm sure that if any reason we have to spend some time apart later,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be that much surprised anymore because now I've
But we
experienced
have
this
spent
part.
times apart most of our relationship.
That's the thing. It's a bit different then. We're dating, we're married, so we're never.
We're not
I
doing the
mean, for
do.
the
We're not doing the deed.
oh god,
Obviously, yes, now, but that's a different. That's at least that's from my own end.
so
It
how
makes a
many
difference.
hours? Yes, no disputing, but the
No,
question
no, let us get into that. We'll get into that one later. But continue what you were saying.
better. No, so that's just it. Like it's different. Maybe let me say the quality of missing you
Mm,
uh is richer, is stronger than before. That kind of a thing.
mm. Why do you think that is? Is it because we were living together? Because for me, that's it. Because I remember when I was about to leave, I kept telling you that, you know, I'm not sure how I'm going to survive because I have been so used to living with you that I don't know how to live without you. Right? When we
Yeah,
were
yeah, I think
dating
it plays
then,
a role.
yeah. When we were dating then, it was more or less like, oh, I come to visit, I go back. We're not living together, right? But a time came that there were certain things that I stopped doing just because I'm married, and there are other things that I started doing. So yeah, I said it was going to be tough. So was it the same thing for you? Was it because we've gotten married, or is it just that you are not just used? You don't want to live bachelor life again?
I think it's a combination of all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten used to having you in my space, having you
Mm-hmm.
around, or at least predictably, even when you're not at home or when we're not together at home, at least I know that by this time this person would be
You'll
home.
be
Like I
back.
told you now that
Yeah.
the first few days I kept feeling like you're going to if I was in the sitting room, I kept feeling like you will maybe I'm in the sitting room late, like around midnight. I keep
Yeah.
feeling like you will come and say, babe, won't you go and sleep? Or I'm in the room and maybe I'm awake but I'm lazing
Mm-hmm.
on the bed. I'll keep feeling like you will say, babe, won't you go to work? As the time
Mm.
so it kept sometimes I'll be expecting it like in my mind that Uma she'll come and call me now. Then I now realize that colleague so that it's that adjusting
Yeah.
that played a role. Yeah, so it's like that.
I see. Okay. So, when did you think it became worse? Like, was it the first week? Because I know, okay, the day. Okay, let's even start from where you dropped me off at the airport. Like, I know we spoke then, and then when you go home, yeah, the reality. No, I think you said when you guys were on your way, that was when the reality dawned on you. Sorry, guys. That was when the reality dawned on you that you're alone. How was that like for you?
It was a bit different because I'm not good at processing um in certain ways. Mom still was still around, so I just didn't deal. I just I just focus my energy on taking care. over and all that. So I didn't. It didn't get to me until she left. I think for the first time, I think that day when after she went to the airport, after she left for the airport and all that,
Mm-hmm.
that night for the first time, man, man.
Name.
But in fairness, everyone kept calling me your mom, my mom, my cousins.
Yeah, what we
They
face.
just kept on calling like, "How are you?" and this one that. Like it was very amusing for me, Sha, because
Mm,
I'm not the type that people fawn over, but it was very
mm,
funny. But maybe it helped. I guess it did.
I see. Okay. So then, did it get better? Or it got worse? Because I think at a point, when I got here, right, I got so busy with school and stuff like that, and you were always calling. And at a point, I'm like, please give me a break. I have so much in my head, to focus on, when it comes to school and all of that. There's certain things that I didn't envision that would be I didn't envision that it would be so much work. And so I came here, we were really talking with my parents and stuff, and I know it got to a point where you had to like or you just call me and were like, is something wrong, are we okay? And stuff like that. Like, walk me through that. How was it like for you, or what brought you to that place where you felt like, okay, are we good, is something, are we okay?
Well, for one, you're the more communicative person. I'm
um
not exactly like that. So I'm fine with a message occasionally saying this is what is happening, but there was
Mm,
none coming from your hand. And I mean, it's fine if I knew exactly what was happening. If,
mhm.
for instance, you say I'm in class, I mean, I have your schedule as soon as you had them. So,
Yeah.
and I already programmed my time, my phone on my laptop on my phone to
Mm,
identify the time zone, so I know precisely what time you are compared
mhm.
to my time. So it was, but I just didn't get anything. So, and I know you, I know that when it gets like that, it can sometimes become overwhelming. And so, if since you're not sharing, that's what got me bothered. Because normally I
Mm,
would know that it's overwhelming and this one and that one, but nothing was coming. So I was just bothered at that point. So, but when we had the talk and you told me it was just you processing and all that, since I'm like
yeah.
that, it was easy for me to understand.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand that. At a point, I had to tell Mercy that I feel like Wole thinks something is wrong. Of course, not that maybe anything. I mean, not anything extreme, but at a point, I did feel like I was shutting you out, and I think it was again just how overwhelming that the whole everything just became, if I had come here and maybe I had a week to settle in before getting into class and all, I literally came the very day I went to class and get an apartment, trying to settle down. It was like everything was hitting me at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I understand that aspect, right? Okay, so so I mean, if we're to just give any advice for anyone um who might be in our situation, right, is really understanding is key. For instance, just like my husband said, the moment I got my course schedule, the moment I got my working schedule, I sent him a picture like, this is what I'll be doing at every single point of the day. You know where I am, you know what I'm doing, you know what class I'm having, like you literally know everything. So that if at a point you're trying to communicate, and my husband normally, he wouldn't even, call me or whatever when he knows I'm in class or when I'm at work or stuff like that, unless I'm the one who calls and all of that. So yeah, and then the free times too, because again, that's where the issue is, because there are times that that okay, at this period I will be busy with school or something, but then the moment I get out of class too, I just want to be, you know, and I know initially we had that issue when, when I just got here, like, oh, I know that you're not busy or you're done with church, but just call me and let me know what's happening. And I think from my own part was the fact where I wasn't calling to let you know that, okay, oh, I'm done, but I need time to be able to relax and, be in that space, or, catch up with friends and stuff like that. And I was just like, you know what, because I know how understanding you are, I just felt like, oh, he would understand. But again, this is a new terrain for us. We're not used to, well, we were used to it, but we've had like almost 2 years of being together, right? And yeah, it's something that we have to relearn again. So yeah, a lot of understanding is needed, right? And for it not to become a conflict, I don't think we ever got to a place where we're fighting because of it. No, because
No, no.
when my husband lays his complaint, I'm like, oh yeah. First of all, I understand why he's feeling that way. Even though I feel like I am justified, like I need my time, I need to be able to be in that space mentally. But I also understand that, again, just like my husband said at the beginning, the two have become one. So there has to be that communication. Let him understand what is happening and stuff like that, right, babe?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think at the
Yeah.
time I complained, the issue I had was you didn't say anything. Once you tell me that
Mm,
this is what is happening, I'm fine. Just say a message. You don't even have to call. Just say I'm going out or I'm doing this. I know. I think instinctively, I know. Even when you don't want to be disturbed, even when you're here, I know times when you want to be by yourself. So
mm,
I've become very good at, judging or determining that that's what's
understanding.
happening per time. So yeah, yeah. So if you say certain things in certain ways, I can know that okay, this is what she needs. She just needs time. She just needs to be
Mm-hmm.
herself, and all that and all that. So that was just it. With things like this, adjusting is the biggest thing, or trying to understand. So when I told you how what was happening, you adjusted and it made me understand. So it was fine. It was fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Always been fine.
Did you at any point think that I wasn't missing you?
No, no, I know you are. I isn't. Oh God.
Hey,
Uh,
up never. Hey,
man,
I
go
got
on
on it.
again.
I'll be
Oh.
waiting.
All right. What was I saying? Okay, I can continue, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I never doubted that you missed me. One,
Mm,
aside from the affection part of our relationship,
mm-hmm.
I've made myself valuable, indispensable in one way or the other. I mean, I think in one of our videos, I was saying it that in our partner's life, we should become a vital piece, such that by nature the person will miss you when you're
Mm-hmm.
not apart, because there's something you do,
Bring on
you
board.
have, exactly, that at every point in time the person will know that, oh, if this person was here, this will happen.
Yeah.
So I never doubted that.
You don't even want to get me started.
I'm doing
What
as
do you
fine
miss
as I
the
can.
most about me?
Just having you around. Just having you around. I realized how much I took. I wouldn't say, maybe I don't think I took it for granted, but how much I'm just used to having you around.
Mm.
Even if it is to disturb you or be playful. I mean, those times when I'm
Yeah.
really, really disturbing your life, and I'll still be saying, "My Leno, my Leno," and yes, I'm the one disturbing and all that.
I
So
know.
I missed all those play. You get. It's difficult to be that playful by yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's difficult to be playful to only you by yourself. How do you want to be playful?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true, Sha. For me, it's just, I think it's the same, just being there. I mean, there are times and I know you've been super helpful to me, even being apart. Like, there are times, and this is no jokes, at times I will have like a lot to do, and I'm like, okay, listen, this is your part. This is what you're going to do for me. And my husband is always like hands on. He helps me to do a lot, right? But there are times that I also get very, very overwhelmed, right? Maybe by things happening around me, or just the amount of workload that is on me, and I just know that if this guy was here, right? If not for anything, just the fact that when I get home, I have someone I can gist with, like gist with, and we still gist. I mean, we still talk in the night, but it's not the same. I remember there was a night I was about to sleep, and I'm like, oh gosh, it was so cold. It was so cold, and my husband is my thermostat, my natural thermostat of the house. I'm a person that my body is always cold. Like if you touch me, my palm is always cold. My husband is always warm, so I feel like we're so compatible in that place that when I'm cold, I just snuggle up on him, and and just not having that, it's tough. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, well,
Rubbish. Anyways, yeah, that's rough. Yeah. Anyways,
mm,
so when I was about to leave, right, one thing that, and I think this is where one thing that I'm sure many people might be, thinking of, because when I was about to leave, well-meaning people, were concerned. Like I remember one particular quote someone said to me, like, hey, Victoria, we don't used to leave our husband in the cold or stuff like that. And I think this is one thing that everyone always assumes when there's long distance marriage or long distance relationship, like, oh, how can you leave your man? Men, hey, you want to leave men? Men that they cannot stay in the cold for too long. Men, I kept hearing that over and over again, like, oh, how can you leave your husband? I know even you
don't
said so,
worry.
because you said,
Did they at any point get you bothered or all those kind of things?
actually, no. And that's one thing I keep telling them. Like, I don't know, maybe I mean, we trust each other a lot. So it's not even something I told you now, the night before we left, that
Mm.
it's not even something that has crossed my mind throughout the whole process of the traveling and everything. I didn't even think that, you know, but when the scent, because most people didn't know I was traveling until like few days, like a couple of days before I traveled, 2 days before I traveled. That was when I actually told my church, my department, and stuff like that. And then my friends, some of my acquaintances and families and stuff like that. Anyways, so it was during that 2 days before I left that I kept hearing that. And when you keep hearing stuff over and
Hearing
over
it
again, it just
repeatedly.
has a way of, yeah, interrupting you. So for me, it was never a fear for me. And I told you, like, I'm not even scared, but I know those people who are saying it, they are genuinely concerned. And I
Yeah.
understand their concerns. And sometimes you don't want to be rude, and you're like, oh, don't worry. My husband can take care of himself in the cold. I know you'll be fine. But what is your own thinking, about that?
Like you said, I agree that they are well-meaning,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that it's amazing that now this is not. I'm not trying to. It's surprising that a healthy number of people who said these things were people in church,
Oh, yeah.
and and that's the part that somehow
Mm.
makes me, a bit
Yeah.
feel one kind because, by normal human calculation, certain
Mm-hmm.
things may be normal. You know,
Mm-hmm.
conventionally, in let me say, just by societal standard, they can say that not leave your husband or not leave your wife too far or all those kind of
Yeah.
things. But I wanted to expect that amidst the Christian gathering, certain things
Mm.
should be the standard. The norm
Yeah.
should be what the Bible says. Do you
Mm.
understand? Different from so because but maybe we are also different people because if someone told me that they were traveling, I'm never going to ask that kind of a question. It won't even
Mm.
cross my mind, especially
Well,
in a Christian
again,
gathering.
it's just
But I don't blame them then at the same
okay.
time. It's not like I'm blaming anyone.
Mm.
It's just a thought pattern or thought process. Now for
Mm-hmm.
me, it never bothered me. One because
You don't
we've
think
been
that
here
there's one
before.
Oyibo around that is. checking me.
I'm not asking them not to check you if you put it that way, but um, okay, our relationship even before marriage had been built on that measure
Yeah,
of
distance.
confidence and trust,
Yeah.
which was built painstakingly over time.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, there are systems that helps solidify some of those things. So, for instance, many of you guys may have heard me and my wife say things like, "I know where my wife is at every point in time," and all that and all
Yeah.
that. And some of those things are systems that helps prevent misbehavior, even if you
Mm-hmm.
want to misbehave. But that's not even part of what we do. So she knows where I am part time. I can guess
Mm-hmm.
where she is part time, and we've come over the years to not doubting each other. So why should I? Why should anything be different now? It was frankly speaking, it has never bothered me. It's never crossed
Yeah.
my mind that like they said, leaving me in the cold or me leaving her in the cold or all those kind of things. We are not saying we are perfect people or all those
Yeah,
ones,
of
but
course.
God has helped us and God has been our strength. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we don't have any problem being vulnerable with each other. So,
Mm-hmm.
what's the big deal? So, it's not, it didn't bother me, Sha. It didn't, and it had never bothered me.
Yeah. Well, for me
In
too,
fact,
it wasn't.
in fact,
Yeah.
most times, if I don't hear from you in a
Mm-hmm.
period, I'm scared that I'm scared about
Are you
something.
okay?
Maybe yes, that's my
Mm.
worry. Nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
You're
I
gonna say
know that.
something.
Yeah, I was saying that for me too, it wasn't like a problem. It wasn't a worry for me. Um, and again, we understand where this mindset comes from. Like, oh, men are this, and I think that's where I actually wanted you to talk from. Where people always have this feeling that men had this, what they call them. I don't know how to put it. Like these people that literally lack self control. That once the thing hold them, there's nothing they can do but to express themselves, right? And look for how to settle themselves. Like we always make, and I don't know if it's an African thing, but we always make it seem as if men are this like children or this um teenagers with like I don't even know if it's teenage. I don't even know what to express it, but we always feel like men don't have self control, and because the funniest thing is most people that come to meet me, they are concerned about you, and most people that talk to you, they are concerned about you, not about me. The fact that are you sure you'll
Yeah,
be fine? Because there's this automatic assumption that a woman can hold herself, but a man cannot hold himself. So don't even leave your husband. Because I've heard women, when I ask them about can you do long distance relationship or can you do long distance marriage, it's always the same thing. Like, oh, you cannot leave a man like that. So, like, what do you think about that? Is that the way you people are? Is that how you are?
I think it's a societal conditioning. I don't think that a
Mm,
man by default is devoid of self-control or some measure of control.
yeah.
Um, but it's just societal thing. And I think if I'll be realistic, I think it might be men who sold the idea
Mm,
to women, you know.
mm,
Um, and I think I know if I can understand why. And
mm-hmm,
it's simple. Biology is different. So
mm-hmm.
by nature of our programming, we want conjugal relations more frequently than women do. And by
Yeah.
default, because
Conjugal
women don't want
relations.
it, yes, sir. Well,
You are so proper.
you get so but by nature, by
Yeah.
this nature, most times it follows therefore that most times a man wants stuff like that. The woman may
Mm-hmm,
not be in the mood and all that and all that. So men are so the idea that if it will affect me or
mm,
to give me stomach ache or all those kind of things, so that their wives or their partners would be more amenable to their demands.
mm.
So through
So, how
those
many
means,
stomach ache
they
have you had? I'm sorry.
Like not be only saying how many stomach ache. So I think that's where the idea came from, you know.
Mm,
So and since women don't exactly know how men feel, they may buy it
mm.
easily. But also more men too. I don't know, Sha, but I get where I think it's societal construct, Sha, that makes people say stuff like that. But
You
what are we
people are
talking
you are
about?
capable.
Yeah, I think so. It's just a function of you individually. What
Mm,
your own discipline level, your convictions, and all those kind of things. So,
yeah.
but it's not an accurate construction. It's not accurate.
Okay. We'll see, Sha. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section. I also think
Yeah,
it's just the
yeah.
experience of most women and this thought that we have that it's only men that cheat. I mean, women cheat. The only thing is that we cheat better or we cheat wiser. Most men are just poor cheaters. They don't know how, they don't know how to segment, right? But
Uh,
what do you say?
no, no, continue. Don't worry, don't worry. I just wanted to crack a joke, but no worry.
What joke?
Ma, son,
Anyways, it can happen in both sides. I mean, but again,
Yes,
what's more
actually.
important in your marriage is the fact that there's trust and there's understanding. And I always say something that because you trust your husband, you trust your wife, does not mean that trust is also built on something. It's built on accountability. It's built on openness. It's built on transparency. And that's what my husband said. Like when I'm not around, he knows where I am at every point in time. He knows who I'm with. It's not because he doesn't trust me. It's just the fact that I don't even want it because that's the thing. The devil would use the devil uses imagination so much. And I can say that because I'm a person who I have the wildest imaginations, right? And and
Over
personally
happy.
for me, it's just the fact that because I don't know what he's doing, my mind will start to go around. I said, he's doing this. What about if he's here? It has been 5 minutes. What if he has? You understand? Because my mind is very, very calculative like that, right? But don't even give the devil an opportunity. You understand? Don't even create that space where that thought is going to come where you are now thinking, oh, what is it doing? Who is it with? So that that thought won't come. Be open, be transparent, right, with your significant other. If we are going to be proper on this channel, you know, be transparent, be
Yeah,
open.
not
Let them know
serious.
what's
You
going on.
better
Let them know
speak your
what you're
English and let
doing.
me speak my
What?
own. I say speak your English and let me speak my own. You know, it's now very significant order.
Yes. Now, so when there's openness and and that's the thing, you don't start building it when you are in long distance. You start to build those things before you even get to that situation where you will need it. If you've built a culture, because for us in our home, before we even got married, we've built this culture of being open. We've built this culture of no secrets between us. Your phone, you have the password, my fingerprint is on your phone, your fingerprint is on my phone. We literally have nothing hiding. We don't, I mean, he knows all my friends. I know all his friends, right? So we've built that culture over time, even before we got married. And even after marriage, it was never a problem. It was never a, where are you? Who are you with? I'm hearing a voice. If I'm hearing a voice, it's the voice of the Holy Spirit or the voice of whoever, right? Because that measure has been put in place. So you cannot be telling your partner that trust me, and you are not doing anything to be able to
Anything
make it
to
easy for
further the
them to
trust.
trust, right? You cannot be saying you want to do long distance and you expect your partner to be 100% cool with it when you don't, when you're not accountable, when you're not open, when you're not honest, when you're not transparent, when every time they're catching you in lies and lies and lies. And for us, I think we're very intentional to build our homes on, we don't tell it. I mean, what are you lying for, right? Nobody's going to beat you, nobody's going to harm you. It's better you just be open, and tell the truth, right? And so yeah, I think that has been foundational for us. And I think that is, if you ever, and that's the thing, sometimes you might not even think, or think you might find yourself in a situation where you belong distance and life will happen. So don't even say because you don't even envision yourself. What if life happens? I mean, Nigeria is pushing people out now. A lot of people that never thought they'll be out of the country are literally moving out of the country just because of the economic situation. So you need to build up that culture, because if you don't build it up when you guys are together, when you're apart, it's definitely going to be tougher. And I think because we have been able to do that, it's not really a factor for us. Right, babe?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly.
Okay. All right, this video is already 30 minutes and I don't want it to go longer because I know you guys are still going to ask your questions. All right, you're still going to ask your questions and we're still going to do another video to attend to it. But I just wanted you guys to know that we are fine, no? In case ideas is popping up in your head, we are good, we are fine.
Bury
My
the idea.
coming my coming here is it's a mutually agreed or we had a mutual agreement and understanding as to my being
I
here.
don't know.
And
I don't even know who I was
yeah,
telling that.
you're saying something, babe.
Okay, no, it was Egmont that was asking me about your process and all that.
Mm,
So I was not saying that it's not even this year. That it's last year that we started the process.
yeah.
That it just didn't work out as planned, so we shelved it and
Mm,
restarted earlier this year again. So for many people, they may think that it's just happening, but
mm,
it's something that has been long coming. So we knew
yeah,
what we're
so we've
doing.
actually had this in the works, and we have a full understanding of what we're doing, right? So, anyways, yeah, I have other questions here, but I don't think this is the video to answer them because I don't want this video to be too long. But yeah, it's so nice to do a video with you again. It's been so long.
Well,
Why are you shaking
it's
your head?
cool. It's cool.
It's cool.
I don't, yes, it's not the same. So I'm still adjusting. Leave
Yeah,
me, let me
I know.
adjust.
Even for me too. Even for me too. It's tougher. It's tougher, but I think we'll be good. It'll be good.
Yeah, but we gotta
And I
do what
know
we gotta
most of
do.
yeah. And some of your questions here, you're asking when is Mr. Fash coming? Don't worry. Watch the next episode when we talk. We'll have a conversation. So ask your questions. I'll leave a picture of me and him together. Okay, so that's where you ask your questions, right? All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Fash, for honoring us with your
Uh,
presence.
it's okay, my
Eh?
dear. It's okay, my dear. It's okay,
It's
my
okay,
dear.
your dear. It's because it's because I'm honoring you. Anyways,
Ah,
guys,
before
thank
uncle.
you. Thank you so much for watching. Let us have your comments.
uh,
What do you think about what we've discussed? What do you guys think generally? How do you feel having Mr. Fash here finally? And yeah, I don't know. Like the video, share it. Let's know your thoughts.
drop your comments,
Yeah,
subscribe.
yeah. Subscribe. Please subscribe. All right. Okay. Until we meet again, my name is still Victoria Ayedele Fash, and this this sweet, sexy man that is staring at me.
Hmm. Ta-da.
Please
I
say your
remember.
name,
I remember. I remember.
your humble self.
uh, all right. My name is Wole Idly Fash, and it's great. It's great doing this. I think I
Yeah.
missed it.
Yeah, I miss it too. I miss you so much. You have no idea.
Oh. Hmm.
Oh, you cannot say you missed me.
I miss you more.
All right, guys. You guys have a lovely day. Bye.